burn the place. Oh, you didn't jump at all in that one. And you know the symbolic of destroying our house, the old system, you know what I mean by that? Like these states.
We've already had to make an ugly decision.
So many.
Kept you alive. After everything you've done, because we've all done things. We'll figure it out.
I've been thinking about what she said. I want to thank you. Stop wondering if you'll ever say those words. And if I can ever forgive you. I can't.
It's logical and no one is gonna blame you. You can't forgive, but you can live with that.
Never love anyone like that again. I remember his mom.
Me too.
Brought me an olive. All I see is that back coat down on his head. So, I can't forgive you. Even though I'm so grateful that you saved my son. Even though I know that you're trying. I'm trying to. I don't want to hurt like that. And I don't want my son to see that anybody has that kind of hold over me.
You're right, Becky, you're so right.
If you and Amy want to stay, you have earned your place. I can't work with you. And if I can't move on. That's why.
I said I wanted a dinner time with all of them. But as I was saying it as a joke, like, we're never gonna have it. He can't be a part of this family, but he can't be a part of this town, of this group. You know that it's Carl's look.
May her soul and the soul of all those departed, through the mercy of God, rest in peace.
For all of the ones who died and who didn't choose how to die. For you and for all of them, Rosita.
I'll see you again someday.
You will.
I'll see you.
I have really, you know, I can't talk.
I wouldn't be the man I am today if I hadn't had you.
What was it? Yeah.
What are you trying to say, Rosie?
You named her Rosie! You have a kid, you named her Rosie! We have a 1 year later thing! Oh fuck! Oh come on! Focus! Shut the fuck up!
No, we are not bonded. By blood.
It's a wedding! It's princess wedding!
Governor, I.
The sun is coming right now. I know!
And we pledge to
You
live
were
by the
elected.
word.
You want to talk? Yeah. I want to talk about the future. There's a lot out there to find out about. And I think it's time we did.
I love that. It's so
You have to make it out.
beautiful.
I wish you were coming with me.
This is going to be good for you, for me.
Right. Took Hornsby's job and you made it your own.
So cool.
Made everything better.
So no spin-off with the two of you?
It's not like we're never gonna see each other again.
Your brother and sister. For sure you're gonna see each other again.
I'm allowed to be this. My best friend.
Yes, you are.
You good, alright?
I will. I'll keep an eye on y'all.
You're not taking that!
You deserve a happy ending too.
I'll be back.
I know.
She knows he deserves it, but for now, he can't allow himself to have it. She knows it, Julius.
I love you.
Me too.
Well, things like that. Wait! I'm sorry, I can feel that this is gonna be important. I need to use it before.
I think of the dead all the time. And about the living. I hear
We'll always be together, even when we're apart. We together are the strongest thing.
Oh, you're gonna be so proud of her over there.
lives
Those away,
becoming one life.
we are endless.
Together, pieces of a whole one unstoppable life. You showed me that.
Are you together or not? Not yet. A real scene?
I know you're back there. I know your brother is back there. Just as sure as I know he's out there. Somewhere. I will find him.
For sure.
Because I know he's trying to find us.
You don't have shoes? The three.
No.
For sure, he tried to escape. How many times did you try?
Remember what I said. It's what he said. Hold it to your heart. It's true. Forever. We're the ones who live.
Ones who live. We're the 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 ones who live.
We're the ones who live. We're the ones who live.
We're the ones who live.
He knows he's gonna try again to escape. How many hands did you prepare?
They're the ones who live.
They are the future. They are the future. We are not with them. I don't need that. I don't need the announce of the spin-off right there at the end, that thing, the end is just the beginning. I don't need it because right there with this show, with this final episode, they did what I wanted and what I was a little afraid that they would have trouble to do. To give an end to the stories, that was easy, but to give an end of the characters during this final episode into the main show, some lame writers wouldn't have done it and would have said, you know, we have the spin-off, so you're gonna have the real end during the spin-off, and they could have been even more lame by not making a real end for the main characters who are into the spin-off, but also saying the other character, we're gonna tell you into the spin-off what is gonna happen to them. They didn't do that. They gave us such an end for all of the characters, the main ones that we're gonna see into the spin-off, but also. So what did it mean? I'm sorry, I'm gonna need at least 10 minutes to cry on my own. And 2 tissues, it wasn't enough. 1, 2, it's not enough. The sun went out, really. The sun appeared during the 1 year later moment and disappeared at the end of this episode. Like, if it's not a sign, I don't know what it is. I told you during the intro I wanted these 3 things. The end of the stories, that was the easiest part. A conclusion for the characters that we would not have into the spin-off. The preparation for the spin-off. I had that, but I had more than that. I had also a conclusion for the main characters that we're gonna have into the spin-off. Like, you know, if people are not watching the spin-off, still they had a conclusion for the characters into the main show. Like, it's okay, it's functioning on its own, and they are giving conclusions for the development of these characters, like Negan and Maggie, even without the spin-off, for their relationship and for their characters, they had their conclusions. I can't forgive you, but I can live with you into that town and we can work together. Sometimes, some other days maybe not, but sometimes we can work together and he's gonna stay there. And you know, for their relationship, but also for their characters, for his redemption arc, for her who can accept to live with it, and also, you know, that thing about killing Pamela, the fact that she can do it, he didn't want her to do it, the fact that she's not doing it, the fact that she's killing the dead who was ready to kill her, like, it was conclusion for their characters, we had conclusion for their relationship, and it can be enough, and it's everything is concluding into this episode, into the main show. Like, okay, they're gonna have an adventure with a spin-off, but I said that I would be okay to have conclusions for the main characters into the spin-off, and I just wanted conclusions for all of the other characters right there. Now I can tell you and be fully honest with the fact that I'm so relieved that they did not do that. Because really, you know, I lowered my expectations with this final season because I knew that they didn't have a lot of episodes. I was really like, for the stories, they're gonna be forced to take shortcuts. I'm okay with that. For the evolution of the characters, maybe they're not gonna do everyone. So I'm okay with not the ones who are gonna have spin-off and just the other ones. But I'm so glad that they didn't do that and they did things for all of them. I'm sorry. And they still introduced in a way the spin-off, and they still took the time. I didn't know, like, that moment moment with the fire scene with Mission and Rick, I was like, okay, we're gonna have something like that at the end, it's so cool, but I was like, it's gonna last for 20 seconds. It's entire minutes, and you're not only giving us that, you're giving us entire scenes, really with them filmed scenes, her still searching for him trying to escape again and again, and we have through that little scene already this information. It's not the first time that he's trying to escape, he's fighting still to get out, to be reunited with his family. He's not okay with the system in place, they're not killing him, he's okay, like physically he's okay, everything. We know also where he is, like I'm not from US so I don't recognize that town, but I'm sure that you guys from US, you recognized it, so we also have the information about where he is. So Daryl, like I really thought that Daryl going out like that, it could be the end, like it would be okay to have that end. To have another end with Rick and Mission talking through the letters with the fire scene, I was like, okay, that's amazing, another end. To have real scenes with them, I was like, fuck, guys! And after that, to finish still with Judith, you know, and her brother repeating the same stuff, and you know, to close everything, I mean, to close the show with them again, who are representing the future for The Walking Dead, for them, for this community, for this group, for this family. And also the fact that truly, after the moment when they killed the dead, that already it was amazing, because they killed the dead, okay, but they killed them by destroying these houses, all of this area, which is representing the old system, which is representing, you know, people in higher places, having higher advantages, you know, and the fact that we don't want to reproduce that, that's gonna be another system. Already that, it was amazing. And you know, the fact that we had that, after that we had that dinner time, you know that I talked about it, but it was a joke. Like, I talked about it, imagine if we have a dinner time like that, dreamy dinner time with all of our guys. We have it! Okay, Negan is not around the table, but again, it's really a representation that he can't be a part of this family because of all of what happened, but he can be a part of this community still. That's really cool. No matter what, we have the dinner time, we have that moment to say goodbye to Rosita, and I said it during that moment, we said goodbye to her for sure, to her wonderful character, but the fact that we are saying goodbye to her right there, it was also a way to all of the ones that we lost, all of the ones who died, didn't have that time to say goodbye to the character themselves. They didn't know for the majority that they would die, like, except for Carl, all of them, they didn't know that they would die. They didn't have the time to say goodbye. They didn't have a peaceful death. So for Rosita to have it, it was so great for her, but during that moment, you know, for the writers to put that moment into that final episode, it was also the way to say goodbye to all of the characters who died, and not so peacefully, like after all of the people that we loved in such tragic way, to lost that one in a peaceful way. It was a peaceful way, you know, to also for the viewers to say goodbye to the you know, the final goodbye to one of these characters. You understand what I mean? So we have that. So I was already like, it's so much, it's too much, like we have all of them, like we can see that they are together, they are right there as a family, like it's already so much to have that. So after that, to have the 1 year later, to have Mercer, you know, being elected. But after that, you know, a moment between Daryl and his girl. Yes, I'm gonna continue to imagine that they're gonna finish together. Shut the fuck up. To have after that a moment between Carol and Daryl like that reunited. She's not gonna follow him. You lied about that spin-off, about these two having their own spin-off. In a way, in a weird way, I prefer that because like Carol said, you know, during that moment, they need that, you know, to not be like that, you know. They know that they love each other, they know that they're gonna see each other again, they're brother and sister, you know. So it's cool also for Daryl to have his own adventure and to be the one to go to search for Rick and Mission. So it's cool. Really to have all of these moments, you know, to see Jerry coming with Nabila, to see, you know, all of them like that, all of these little moments. The king, it was perfect, and clearly I didn't expect that at all, to really have the time for all of these conclusions. I said it, I lowered my expectations, like I would have been okay with just one line, you know, one character saying, oh, did you hear about Jerry? Is he okay with Nabila in his own kingdom? Just that, I would have been okay with it, even without seeing him. Just to be like, okay, so I know that he's gonna end like that, I can imagine, you know, him right there, I don't have to see him. And in fact, no, we are seeing it, and Judith, you know, that gift from Negan, and all of that. It felt like a dream. These last scenes, I have the impression that I dreamed them, like, did it really happen? Like, they really had the time to do all of that, and they did it, and they did it so well, and I still want to cry, obviously, but I feel so relieved. I think that even if I lowered my expectations a lot, I still, you know, had that little hope that maybe they could do it, and still that little frustration knowing that they could not do it, maybe because they didn't have the time. So I didn't know, and I didn't expect it, and I didn't want it, in fact, you know, for them to do stuff like that. I would have been okay for them to not do that. So I feel so relieved that they did it. I swear I feel relieved. It's really like... because for now it's not the case. I'm just sad. I just want to cry and all. But because I feel so relieved, I'm gonna be at peace with that end, you know. It's not a show that I'm gonna finish and, you know, in some days when I'm gonna think about it again, I'm gonna be like, okay, I didn't have everything that I wanted, but it was cool enough, you know, like, I'm gonna be at peace really with everything about that end. So I'm gonna be at peace with that show. You know that some ends that some shows had really destroyed the shows for me. I talked about it, The 100, How I Met Your Mother, you know, shows like that. Their ends destroyed all of the show for me. But sometimes for other shows, they have a good end, but, you know, still you can be like, but still it was a good end. You know, you're like that. I know that with The Walking Dead, it's not gonna be the case. I had everything that I wanted. I had all of the things that I said that I would be okay to not have. Still I had them, and I had even more than that. 3 tissues. And you know, I'm that close to take tissue number 4. I think that I'm gonna watch all of the spin-off announced right there. In fact, they announced 3 spin-off. Daryl, Rick and Mission, Negan, and Maggie. I'm sorry, I was into my head. Yes, sometimes I'm gonna watch them all. Am I gonna react to all of them? I don't know. Tell me if you would be interested. Tell me if you're gonna watch them on your own. Tell me if you would be interested about my reactions, you know, and thoughts about it. You know that I'm a fan of this show, of this universe, of these characters. But you know also that I'm not a blind fan, so I'm not gonna love everything, but still I have some expectations, and I can be excited and cry like that during shows. So I know that some of you are interested by that kind of reactions, you know, to share stuff like that. tell me if you could be interested, I don't know. Oh, it was so good. To not kill Pamela, to have Daryl and Gabriel and the king being the ones, you know, leading the guys and talking so well that you make everyone understand the real thing, that the deaths are the enemies. That's something that I'm saying since episodes, if not since seasons, the fact that they have to remember that. And I'm so glad that, you know, we're finishing the show like that, like we began it. The deaths are the real enemies. And it just feels so great, you know, to conclude all of these stories like that. Pamela, she's getting arrested, and what Carol is telling her in such a bitchy way is the fact that they didn't kill you, you're gonna be arrested, you're gonna be judged, but in a way, in one line, you know, telling her that they all did something bad at some point. It's opening a door for maybe Pamela can have also a redemption, like it's justice, like, you know, it's them coming back to what justice is really, to not just kill people like that because they did something bad, because all of them, they can have a redemption, they can have a second chance, like it was the case for Negan, Daryl, Carol, all of them, they did bad stuff and they still evolved in another way and they had a second chance and it's okay. So they're not coming back to the old system, but they're coming back to having a real justice. And yes, the dead's being killed like that. And that end, fuck, that end is lasting, you know, for 30 minutes when I thought that they would have only 5 minutes to do all of that. So clearly, I swear I have the impression that I dreamed it, like it really happened on screen. Rosita, for sure, I could talk about her death and all, but I think that I said everything during the episode. I didn't expect at all for her to die. I knew that someone important would die. I thought that it would be the king. So I didn't expect her at all to die. But how it happened, it was so great. It was a reminder of Carl, but also, yes, again, to make an important character die in a peaceful way, having the time to say goodbye, all of that. It's also the good last death. Do you understand what I mean? Like, after losing all of these ones in such a tragic way, like it felt right and it felt peaceful for her, for all of them in fact. We're gonna say goodbye to each other? I think that the ones of you who are watching my reaction videos about The Walking Dead, you are also watching my reaction videos about Fear the Walking Dead. And we know now that we're gonna see each other for the spin-off. I don't know if it's gonna be for all of them, but I know that we're gonna see each other for some of them. So it doesn't feel, you know, like a goodbye between you and me. Sometimes when I'm finishing a show, I know that some of you guys are watching my reaction videos only for this show. So I know that I'm saying goodbye to this show, but also to some of you. Right now it doesn't feel like that. For sure, we just said goodbye together to this show, to The Walking Dead. But I'm pretty sure that I'm gonna see you again for other The Walking Dead shows, you know. And maybe for other shows, you know that I'm reacting to many shows, so if you want, I made a playlist for each of them on my channel if you want to check them. For sure, I'm gonna put the full reaction part for this episode on my Patreon also, if you can be interested. Now that the emotion, you know, I'm calming myself, I still want to cry, but it's really more, I'm feeling relieved. And I'm gonna be at peace with the end of this show, so with this show, and it feels so great. It's such a good feeling. I hope that you're feeling the same. Tell me if you're feeling the same or not. Yes, I'm gonna cry again. Yes, I'm gonna cry during the editing of this video. And just I'm gonna cry again on my own, I know it. But it's gonna be good tears. Let's say goodbye to each other, to this show together. It's all for you and for me for The Walking Dead. It's the end of The Walking Dead, guys. So it's all for you and for me, and it's all for me for now. So bye for now. Bye. Wishing you the best, and I really hope that you appreciated that final episode like I did.
Wait a minute, Doc. Are you telling me you built a time machine? Great.